Hello, I'm just here at the foothills of the Dolomites and I just want to show you what you can get for £51 a night because I'm travelling off-peak. So let me show you the room. Okay, there's the door, toilet, bathroom, little desk, there's the bed. Obviously I have put my stuff everywhere, little cupboard. And then, this is the pièce de résistance. Work out how to open the door. And here we go. Fantastic. And there we go, just at the foothills of the Dolomites, and it's absolutely fantastic. I paid £51 a night for this. I think it's brilliant. And this is called Pension Fellis, and I'd highly recommend it. Anyway, it's time for me to check out, sadly, and we're going to go and enjoy the blue skies and the Dolomites. Catch you soon. Well, good morning. You joined me on the outskirts of the Dolomites, and we're just heading over to Castle Wolfskin today. And it's an abandoned castle attached to a cliff, which I thought would be pretty cool. So there we go. So I faffed for long enough. I'm going to check one more thing, as is always the way, and then we'll get going. But by the power of video editing, I'll see you on the road. That was a really great stay, and I would have loved just one more hour sleeping, but there we go. I had a brilliant burger last night. I'll try and point at the restaurant that I went past. I walked all the way to one that was a bit out of the town, and I thought it was a bit quiet on the way there, if I haven't shown you. So I went here instead, this pub on our left, and it was brilliant. Very tasty, and I really enjoyed that. And here we go. Round we go, round we go, round we go, we go, we go. That's where I sat last night, drank some wine while I was waiting. So yeah, last night, brilliant. Ordered a takeaway, and then I'd actually been to the co-op and brought some wine, and it was, you'll never get this, 69 cents. 69 cents for a carton of wine, and I've got to say it was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be, but you can tell it was literally 69 cents. So I sat, looking back it was a bit dodgy, but I put my takeaway in and I thought, well, I can't drink carton wine at this pub, they'll give me funny looks. So I went to the bus, so I went for a walk thinking I'd find a nice bench, and I found myself drinking at a bus stop alone in a foreign country out of a carton. So it was not quite the evening I'd imagined, but I went back 20 minutes later, the burger was ready, I had fried shrimp. Oh, they were amazing. I could have eaten hundreds of them. Like, if you could buy just a crate of them, I probably would have just got through the crate, to be honest. Now, it's not as warm as I'd imagined it to be, so I might have to stop and just do some of my vents up, but let's see how it gets going, and then see how it is. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. And again, just another hotel I found at 5 o'clock, and I checked in at 5:30, something like that. It was all pretty late minute. Nobody's around, but look at that. That's the Dolomites, and we're only about 5 kilometers away from the centre of the Dolomites, so, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm glad I didn't camp last night, because although it was quite warm when I arrived, I can't believe that's the Dolomites just there. It's fantastic. Although it was quite warm when I arrived, it's pretty chilly now. Hotel was great, had a cup of tea, I don't know how much tea she thinks I drink, but she brought me like she brought me some milk. She brought me like an entire cow's worth of milk. She brought me like this ginormous like bucket full of milk, and it was lovely, and she'd heated it up, so it's a bit strange, but it's very tasty, but not quite what I'd expected. So, because I've got nearly a week till Italy, we've got some, so it's Sunday today, and on Saturday I get on the ferry at about 4 o'clock. So on Friday I really need to be sort of in Ancona, really. At least if I could be in Ancona or very much near. So even if I got a puncture in the morning, I could still have it fixed by me at the roadside, and we could still... So I really don't want to miss that ferry, because I've paid for it already, and I do have travel insurance, so I'd get the money back eventually. But as much as I love Italy, I'm excited to go to Greece, and I'm already a few days delayed on my start to Greece, so there we go. And we don't need any petrol because we got some yesterday, which is great. So I've only done about 10 miles since I filled up with petrol, so it's quite nice to have that all sorted and just be able to focus on getting somewhere for the day. Right, this looks good. Just wait here for a sec. Whoa. Look at that for a roadside stop. Right, let's just zip a few things up. Let's just snap a quick photo of that view. I'll just wait for these two cars. That is, I think, one of the nicest things I've ever seen. It's just the more you look, the more little details you spot. You can sort of see where the altitude stops as well, because all the trees stop growing. Now that is truly incredible. Right. Let's do what we said we were going to do. Zip these bad boys up. I just can't get over that view. That was absolutely amazing. Now, you might have noticed I'm still wearing a neck toggle, even if it's really warm. Well, these are my summer ones, and they're really, really worth it. So if you go around all day, you get really burnt on the back of your neck, and you don't really notice until that night you lie down and put your head on the pillow, and you can really feel your neck burning. And that's when I tend to notice. But I have found with these neck toggles it pretty much helps. And also, if you don't like the jacket touching the back of your neck, then the toggle really helps just to be a little buffer in the middle. So if you're not already a fan of neck scarf things, I'd highly recommend them. And I thought it was weird to be wearing one in winter, but of course I was just wearing a cheap one that I got given at some sort of trade show. But if you actually go out and buy properly breathable one, you normally get a 4-pack for about £12, something like that. I can remember exactly where I brought it from as well. I was in Aberystwyth in Wales, and all the bags had just fallen off the back of my bike. And here's a quick clip if you didn't see that and you're new to the channel. Jesus Christ. Oh dear. And I went, right, that's it, these straps are rubbish, so off I went and got some rock straps. And then the guy in the counter noticed that my neck was quite burnt, and he said, you know, we make summer neck toggle things. I was like, oh fantastic, I think I'll do that. And he said, I'll do them for £8 if you buy 4 rock straps today. And I said, well, you're in luck, I was going to buy 4 rock straps today. That's exactly the amount I needed. When I see people travelling and they say, oh, I took a year off work, or I quit my job. Why? I can see the attraction in it, but personally it's day 11 today, and I'm more than enjoying it, but I can't imagine, and I have way more respect for the people who go around the world, because it's just very different. And it's quite a lot to adjust to, you know. My longest holiday was 2 weeks, and I couldn't imagine doing this all year round. I think I'd start to not enjoy it, but I think I've hopefully got the perfect sort of gap here. So that's an introduction to my channel, really. I just want to see the world like a normal person, and I had actually hoped to do a lot more camping as well, so please don't think I just go from hotel to hotel, but in the nights it's dropping down to like 3-4 degrees Celsius and it is chilly. Plus I have all of the cameras to charge up, plus I have the camera to charge up and charge up my phone, charge up the drone, so actually there's quite a lot to be getting on with every night. And although I could do it in a tent every so often, I'd still need a few nights just with more than one plug socket, because as soon as my laptop ran out of battery and as soon as my power bank ran out of battery, I'd be pretty stuck, I think. And one thing, if you're wondering how do I plan my routes, if you haven't done something like this before and you're really interested in doing it, all I've done is I've gone on Google Maps, I've picked places that interest me, like the waterfall, the castle, the mountain pass, which was probably shut, and then essentially what's happened is I've just stitched them all together and it's led me to a route. Just coming up to a radar, and that's one really nice thing about TomTom, is it gives you a good old warning, because there's our little radar. There he is, little orange box. Whoa, what is that? That is crazy. I'm gonna have to... Oh, there's a few of these. Is it a sculpture or is it just by chance? So if you're wondering how to plan a route like this for yourself, all you've got to do is pick a few places on the map, put them as your favourites, and then say add to route, add to route, add to route, and by the time you know it, you've got yourself a 150-kilometre loop, and that's it. Or if you find a hotel and you can say show me things nearby, and you can do it that way. Or of course you can do what I've sort of done for bits of the trip, where I've downloaded a pre-made route off TomTom community routes or whatever, Garmin, I don't know what Garmin do. And you can do it that way, so if you just want to go around the Picos all day, then you can just download the Picos loop, and you can just spend 3 days doing the Picos or doing the coastal stretch of something. So yeah, type in best things to see in Germany or best things to do in the Black Forest, and you'll end up with, by the time you know it, a list of all the places you want to visit. Stick them in your sat-nav or your phone if you use one of those apps that distracts you while you're driving, and by the time you know it, you've created a pretty good loop around the country. And have a look at it and see how many kilometres it's going to take you, and remember that you don't just appear at something, look at it and continue. Hopefully you're going to get out, hopefully you're going to kind of see the place as well, not just take a few photos of it and move on, unless that's your way of travelling, in which case off you go. And by the time you've done all that, what you'll end up with is your day 1, your day 2 and your day 3. Then just have a little look and see if you want to get the ferry somewhere. Again, just float around the crossing you want to do, and on Google Maps, by the time you know it, you'll start to see ferry ports. So it's all quite easy, really. I didn't find planning it very difficult at all. And again, I thought here I'd be specifically focusing on a certain route, and I'd be following this route, but you can also just abandon that route and say, okay, well, I know there's a big waterfall nearby, I'm just going to go and have a look at that for the day. And that's absolutely fine too. Now I'm just going to pull over just quickly by these bins. I just need to adjust one of my bag straps. That's the only problem. That's the only problem with soft bags is once you've squashed them down and you ride a bit, they naturally squash down some more. And then you can feel them moving a bit. There we go, that's feeling better. Now, not only is this annoying when it keeps poking you in the back as you're trying to ride along, but it means that suddenly you won't be expecting it, but the weight will shift. And you'll suddenly find yourself with an extra few kilos on each side, which you won't feel, but which some of you might feel. That's better. That's the only problem with using a soft bag, is you squash it down and you think you squashed it down enough, and then you strap it on, and then within the first sort of half an hour, of course, naturally it's squashed down further. But I mean, any excuse to stop and look at this, really. So the castle's called Castle Wolfskin, something like that, and it's been around for a very long time indeed, but it is just ruins, so don't expect a full castle, but it looks like it's right by the roadside, so I'm gonna go and give it a go. And seems like there's enough places to park the bike, so we could give that a go. So let's go and have a look. But I've got to say, these roads are they've seen better days. Oh God. So, according to Google Maps, it's just around here. But I'm starting to think it's only accessible by massive hike. Oh, there's parking. Okay. Oh, okay, it's a bit more official looking than I expected. I mean, it's amazing. Let's see what's going on here then. Hello, you join me in the natural park. It's called Puez Gieza. It's the wrong pronunciation, but what a whopper. Look at this. And I've just flown the drone around, so let me show you what that looks like now. Fantastic, wasn't it? I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one thing I wish I'd done when I got the drone out, and I'm tempted to get it back out, but what you can't see on the front-facing camera, there are people on this hillside. Mental. I'm going to try and swap to the main camera on the phone and try and zoom in enough to show you, but how? How do you even get up there? Oh, no way, they're abseiling. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, let me swap this around. Just there, that's the person. And there's his friend. Nah. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. It's an absolutely amazing place. Look at all this. GoPro obviously just makes them look like little mounds, but I hope you enjoyed the drone footage. There are people just abseiling down that hillside. You definitely won't see it on the GoPro, but wow. I'd like to try it, but also I can't see the point in it. I'm sure it's fun though. So 100 kilometres and we're off to what has been described as one of the most scenic lakes in Italy. So I can't wait to go and see it and enjoy it. So let's get on the road and go. Brilliant. And it's just 11:30 on a Sunday morning, and it started to get a little bit busy, so I think I've timed that really well. So I'm off to the lake now, and I can't wait to go and see it and enjoy it. I still can't believe that people just get to live here like it's all normal. Obviously most of them are farmers and things like that, but I imagine there are people who, yeah, if you worked in an office in a town 20 or 30 kilometres away, and when you weren't at work you wanted absolute peace and quiet, then yeah, you probably would come around, live around here, to be honest. I'd come and live here. Even if it meant I had to drive like half an hour each day, I think it'd be well worth it. Actually, one thing I'm seeing a lot more of than I thought I would is electric car charging places. Because I did wonder, you know, how regional can you get when it comes to electric car charging? But there's quite a lot of Teslas around, and of course mainly people probably just charge them on their drive. But I'd say pretty much every car park I've seen has electric charging, and some of the more fancy hotels, they had electric charge points as well. So, would I do this trip on an electric bike? No, definitely not yet. But there are quite a few places to charge them actually, so I'm surprised, and there are more than I thought there'd be. But no, I still think that it's just really helpful when you're in places you don't know to be able to just carry fuel like I am, and just quickly chuck some in if you need some more at the roadside, and then you're basically refilled in an instant. But I can see the benefits of electric. I'm just waiting for the weather to get a bit better in the UK, and then I said I'd go and test ride an electric bike, the SRF. I think they look amazing, and English Electric Motorbike Company. I emailed them to say, will you be going to the Adventure Bike Festival, and if so, what bikes are you taking with you? I'd love to have go on the Suron, which is like a little $4,000 sort of bicycle with a motor in it. But you don't have to pedal, and it'll do 50 miles an hour. It weighs 55 kilograms, it'll do 50 mile an hour, and it'll give you about 4 hours range, which I thought was really cool. And then the crucially, yeah, it'll only cost you about $3,000, $4,000, something like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I asked, would you be bringing them along on the Adventure Bike Festival, because I think that's your perfect target market. And they said, we're not sure yet, but we are definitely bringing along some of the road going bikes, which I thought was great. So if I don't manage to, I'll just test ride one at the festival really. But yeah, the SRF, I think that looks really good. I rode a Zero motorbike before, but it was before my YouTube days. Yeah, I rode an electric motorbike before, I really enjoyed it actually. So yeah, if there's a chance to do it again, I certainly will. Great, you're doing a bit of a new route now. This isn't a route we did earlier. So yeah, I enjoyed my test ride an electric bike, but I only got half an hour and I was in London, so you can't have any fun, and you can't go more than like 30 mile an hour, otherwise they'll punish you for life. So it was good. It was nice to get an idea of what the bike is like, and you do actually really quickly get used to the idea that you can don't need to do any clutch or gear shifting. It's just sort of always ready. So yeah, I really see the attraction in electric bikes actually. There are a lot of very nice ones out there. Some of the slimmer, earlier Zeros I'm not a massive fan of, just looks-wise. I think they look really strange, but they're starting to get a bit cooler looking now. So yeah, I'd actually love one. But I wouldn't do what I'm doing on this bike with it. I'd use it more just for days out. Like if I go to my house, if I go from where I live to the bike shed and back, that's only, it's something like 48 miles there and back. And the bike shed's got electric charging as well, so that's the type of thing I'd do with an electric bike. I'd go over to the bike shed, or I'd just scramble around the local roads, or I'd just take it out to the coffee shop, have a little coffee, come back, you know. Because it would be nice to have roads like this in my local area, but I definitely don't. Nobody does, unless you live around here. You know, Scotland has some good ones, but not as nice as this. Lovely and warm now, and we're just at the side of Bolzano, which seems to be quite a popular place around here. It must be a big draw, because loads of signs pointing to Bolzano. On the Autobahn. I hadn't expected this. How long are we going to be on it for? Hopefully not long. Right. It's a bit late to turn around now, so I guess I just go for it. Oh, this is going to take ages. It's not as easy as it is for people in the car. If anyone knows what I'm meant to do with this blank bit of paper, please do let me know. We need this one. The Brenner, yeah. Caravans are fast around here. Oh my god, I'm getting overtaken by a caravan. Wow. Everyone's mental around here. That's fast, that is. Oh, actually, I'm only... Oh, fair enough. I'm only doing just under 70 miles an hour. Join me on the Autostrada, and I don't really understand what I'm meant to do with the ticket. Obviously by the time you're watching it I probably would have figured out what to do with it. Right, turning off in 1.7 kilometers. Right, so there was no like toll booth I came up to. I imagine I've got to pay online with the ticket using the code it gave me, maybe? Oh, Telepass. Oh, what is Telepass? Right. Right, let's figure out what on earth is going on here. Okay, well, stick the ticket in.
Introdurre il denaro o la tessera. Geld oder Karte einführen.
Hope you've got some sort of coin.
Ritirare il resto.
Oh, wait, wait. Well, this sucks because I don't have my gloves on or wallet put away properly. What a stupid layout. Let's just wait around here. Well, that was not very fun at all. And now put the gloves back on. Oh yeah, do this up as well. Okay, the general gist seems to be it knows how long you were on it for, and you have to pay for the amount of journey that you did. But of course at all toll roads they're not really set up for motorbikes, so you need to faff and get the wallet out, zip up the thing, check everything's back away. Yeah, not exactly easy that was. The guy who was behind me, he's been gone and through it already. Anyway, that's that. I will be avoiding those from here onwards. I'll just pull on here by the penis market. That's funny. I think penis is like tyres. I think that's what it means. It's sort of something to do with mechanics, so like tyres or something. Yeah, I think it means like garage or something like that. Brilliant. Right, let's just change battery.